Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Horror and panic. Today we're hearing from people inside a ski resort in Switzerland when fire broke out, eventually killing 40 people. Investigators believe they are closing in on the cause.
And you need the rain gear on Saturday. A good chance for showers across the area. I'll time out when to expect that rain and how much we could see before a drier end of the weekend.
Elder assault. A man facing 6 felonies heads to court this afternoon. What we know about the condition of the victims. Let's give you a live look now from our Durham camera at the American Tobacco campus. The sun is out and the temperature is feeling more comfortable. A definite change from this morning's chilly start. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Renee Chu. Today, we could see slightly warmer temperatures than yesterday. Meteorologist Grant Skinner is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with a look at what's in store for the first weekend of the new year, including some much-needed rain.
That's right. Saturday is going to be a day where we see a lot of rain. Today, mainly just high clouds slowly working their way into the area. This is the view from Pittsburgh right now. You can already see those high clouds have really built in. What I've noticed is temperatures aren't quite warming up as much as we thought they would. You can see on satellite and radar the high clouds really spreading across much of the area. Through tonight, we'll see more low clouds gradually build, but for right now, it's just high clouds with the rain back to the south and west. 53 degrees in Raleigh right now, so finally starting to warm up. 55 in Clinton, 53 in Rocky Mount, 54 in Roxborough, 56 in Southern Pines. And highs this afternoon will generally be in the mid to upper 50s. Drop the high just a little bit because it's taking some time for those temperatures to really climb, but we still could make it close to 60 degrees in some spots. 60 in Fayetteville, maybe some low 60s mixed in as well. So it will be a warm day overall. Warmer compared to the past couple of days, but still on the cool side. Let's talk about the rain chances tomorrow. We see the high clouds build throughout the course of the day today and into tomorrow morning. Low clouds build in tomorrow. Then the rain chances slowly climb. This is a change from this morning. So if you saw this morning, I've adjusted the times just a little bit based on latest forecast models. A 30 to 40% rain chance through 8 a.m. It starts to climb by around lunchtime. That's when we'll see a higher rain chance, and that stays elevated through around 4 or 5 o'clock into the evening and then drops off. So keep that in mind if you have evening plans. Scattered showers will still be possible, but then the rain chance does drop off into the back half of the weekend. We'll talk about a prettier end of the weekend, how cool it will be on Sunday as well, and we can see temperatures climb into the mid-60s. That's coming up. Renee?
And happening right now in the WRAL Live Center, following some breaking news, a man from Western North Carolina was arrested after the FBI disrupted his alleged plot to attack people inside a grocery store in Mint Hill, North Carolina on New Year's Eve. This is him here. This is 18-year-old Christian Sturdivant of Mint Hill. He was arrested and charged with attempted to provide material to ISIS. A news conference looks like it's wrapping up right now, but prosecutors say that the alleged plot was foiled after Sturdivant began communicating online with an individual that he believed to be affiliated with ISIS, but really it was a government employee. He indicated that he was planning to attack a grocery store in Mint Hill and discussed plans to purchase a firearm to use along with knives. During a search of his home, that is where they found knives and a firearm. The Sturdivant say he remains in federal custody. Now, if convicted, he faces a maximum sentence of 20 years in federal prison.
Michelle, thank you. A man charged with assaulting an elderly Johnston County couple heads to court this afternoon. Deputies say Thomas Wright broke into a home and attacked a man and a woman. WRAL's Carly Haynes is live at the Wake County Courthouse, where Wright will face the judge in about 2 hours. Carly.
Renee, he'll be brought over from jail to make his first court appearance in Johnston County in just a couple of hours. And now deputies arrested 39-year-old Thomas Wright on New Year's Eve. He is accused of breaking into a home on Devil's Racetrack Road in Four Oaks and attacking 2 people inside, a 74-year-old woman and an 81-year-old man. Arrest warrants say he hit both in the face, and they each had to go to the hospital. He's currently in jail under a $250,000 bond. We're working to learn the conditions of the 2 people who he's accused of attacking, and we're going to be inside that courtroom. We're going to bring you everything that comes out of it today on WRAL at 6 o'clock. Carly Haynes, WRAL News, live in Johnston County.
Now to the investigation into that deadly New Year's Eve fire at a ski resort bar in the Swiss Alps. You're looking live at the growing memorial at the scene of that tragedy, people leaving so many flowers in remembrance of at least 40 people who were killed, around 115 others hurt in this. Some witnesses believe the fire was caused by sparklers placed in champagne bottles. NBC's Danielle Hamadjian reports officials caution that determining the exact cause will take time. And a warning now, some viewers may find this video disturbing.
This morning, the agonizing search for victims continues as people gather in mourning. After a fire in the Swiss Alps turned a New Year's celebration into tragedy, the flames ripping through this bar, Le Constellation, popular with tourists and young people. You can see them scrambling for the exit, witnesses describing the sheer panic.
A lot of people were screaming, trying to escape, and I saw a lot of people on the floor, and I think these people was dead.
The exact cause of the blaze now under investigation, with Swiss officials saying the fire caused a sudden explosive ignition known as flashover or backdraft. But many witnesses pointing to lit sparklers placed inside champagne bottles near the ceiling. This young man saying, when you order a table with bottles, there's a show that starts. Adding, a woman climbed on someone's shoulders with bottles, so they hit the ceiling and suddenly caught fire. That sparkler show seen here in old promotional video for the club. Swiss authorities say about 40 people were killed and more than 100 injured in the fire that began at 1:30 a.m. Earlier that night, celebrations on the streets of the upscale ski resort Camp Montana, just 90 minutes before, one of the worst tragedies Switzerland has ever experienced, according to the country's president.
Aujourd'hui, la Suisse est triste.
Saying Switzerland is now in mourning. This young woman says she was holding on to a friend as she escaped. She let go of his arm, and now she says she can't reach him. Officials warn identifying the dead could take days. Many of those killed were from abroad.
And back here in the WRAL Live Center, a very strong earthquake rattled Mexico today, a 6.5 magnitude earthquake interrupting President Claudia Sheinbaum's first news briefing of the year. You see all of these people walking out of the room. The president did calmly exit the venue, and then she did resume her press briefing a short time later. She said that she had spoken with the governor of the areas where that earthquake hit, and they confirmed that there were no immediate casualties or damage. Residents and tourists in Mexico City and Acapulco rushed to the streets when they felt that earthquake hit, but just a very, very scary situation. She handled it so calmly.
Michelle, thank you. There are new parking rules at the airport. This is a live look at RDU right now. The economy for a lot farther down is now for employees only. WRAL's Ali Calabar explains this is part of the airport's big expansion plans for 2026.
And we are seeing those changes this morning. We can see that sign lit up right there, employee parking only, right in front of Economy 4. We have seen travelers attempt to go into that lot, but they've had to reverse and then turn around. Also, there's changes online. You can no longer book ahead at Economy 4. It's now closed to travelers. There are 4 other parking options to choose from, and as of this morning, none of those lots are full, but it does fill up during a busy travel period. RDU plans on expanding Economy 3 by 7,000 parking spots throughout the year. It's one of several expansions we're going to see begin in 2026. Starting Monday, RDU says work will begin at Terminal 2.
We'll be putting a wall up, a construction wall. It's going to block all those windows, unfortunately, on the north end of the terminal. But what we will gain as a result of that is a bigger ticketing area. We're going to upgrade the bag claim system. We're going to add more room for international arrivals.
The expansion will also include more checkpoints. This is a part of the $2.5 billion project underway. It's set to finish in 2032. Reporting at RDU, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
This week, we've learned there have been 39 deaths from the flu in our state. 2 of those deaths, children. Several local hospitals are implementing strict new visitor policies to help prevent spread and keep people safe. The new rules are meant to protect vulnerable patients as flu activity rises statewide. Starting Monday at UNC hospitals, children 11 years of age and younger will not be allowed to visit inpatient hospital rooms or stay in waiting areas. The same rule applies to anyone if they are sick, regardless of age. All employees will wear masks while caring for patients, and masks are strongly encouraged for all patients and visitors. Similar rules also take effect Monday at Duke Health. Wake Med also has seasonal visitor restrictions. They are in effect right now. A new change to U.S. Postal Service rules has people nationwide concerned about the potential repercussions. One worry, mail-in voting. WRAL state government reporter Will Doran joins us now. Will, you dug into what these changes mean for North Carolina?
That's right, Renee, and there will be important repercussions for voting, but also for making sure that you can prove that you mailed your bills or your taxes on time. What's happening is that the post office is changing when it postmarks the mail. Up until now, when you mail something, it usually gets postmarked that same day. But now, they're not postmarking your mail until it gets processed for delivery. That could be a delay of multiple days.
And so for time-sensitive mailings, this change could really have some serious implications for people, including in elections.
Yes, exactly. In some states, it could actually mean that people's mail-in ballots won't be counted because the postmark will no longer be accurate. That actually won't be the case here in North Carolina, though. State law already requires any ballots that arrive after Election Day to be thrown in the trash no matter when they're postmarked. But there could still be other impacts on voting if people are mailing in forms to register to vote, to change their address, to request a mail-in ballot. They will be affected. I spoke to a voting rights attorney for the Southern Coalition for Social Justice in Durham. His group is concerned that people waiting until the deadline could be denied.
That is going to have an impact. That's not going to be processed anymore under the new postmark rule because the postmark will not reflect that it was mailed in time.
Well, we have a big election coming up this year, but it's not just voting that this change would affect, right?
Absolutely, Renee. Not just voting. This affects anything you put in the mail that needs to be done by a certain deadline. So if you're mailing a college application this spring or doing your taxes by mail or even just paying your day-to-day bills, you are going to need to keep this change in mind. Don't wait until the deadline to mail something anymore. Get it done at least a few days in advance, maybe a week to be safe.
More incentive here now to not procrastinate. Big changes coming down from the federal government here. Will, thank you for explaining it to us. Next at noon, more Russian attacks in Ukraine, the latest in their ongoing war. Plus the law banning cell phone use in classrooms now in effect. What a state representative who backed the bill is saying about it.
Coming up next, sea storms moving in with WRAL's exclusive Dual Doppler 5000, sponsored by the WRAL weather app. Download now for live radar.
Democrats have a clear resolution heading into the new year. Take back the House. Doug Luzader explains control of Congress will be up for grabs in the 2026 midterms.
The House will be in order. The U.S. Congress could look a lot different based on what happens in 2026. Democrats say they're ready.
It was always propaganda that somehow we were on the run, knocked out on the canvas and unable to recover.
And Democrats point to big wins in Virginia and New Jersey gubernatorial elections in 2025, arguing they are well positioned to take back the House.
Let's go to North Carolina. We want to go to North Carolina.
President Trump is already making rounds of swing states, framing arguments for November as Republicans hope to buck the trend that the party in power usually loses seats in midterms.
Your drugs are coming down at levels that nobody ever thought was possible. This achievement alone should win us the midterms.
And then there is the White House itself. 2028 may seem like a long way off, but the jockeying has begun.
We are going to get my husband's friend, J.D.
Financial experts warn that millions of people with student loans could face a tax bomb this year. And many minimum wage workers across the U.S. will get a bigger paycheck starting now. Maribel Aber has those stories in today's 5 Under Side Business Report.
The Trump administration is pausing tariffs on a number of items, from food to furniture. A planned 107% levy on Italian pasta is now expected to land between 24 and 29% in March, according to commerce officials. So the White House says proposed tariffs on upholstered furniture, kitchen cabinets, and bath vanities will be delayed until 2027. The moves come as the administration faces mounting pressure to stabilize rising consumer prices amid U.S. tariff policies. A law that shielded student loan forgiveness from federal taxes expired on December 31st, and many borrowers could face a hefty bill. The change applies primarily to income-driven repayment plans, or IDRs. Those cap monthly payments based on a person's discretionary income and excuse any remaining debt after a certain period, typically 20 or 25 years. For those who don't reach that threshold, the tax load could be in the thousands of dollars for many, according to financial experts. Now, they recommend borrowers get professional tax advice now to avoid a potential hit at tax time. Millions of workers across 19 states will now see a bump in their paychecks. 19 states have boosted minimum wage levels along with several cities and other localities. They range from a few cents to around $2 an hour. States like Hawaii, New Jersey, and Rhode Island have some of the highest minimums, around $16 and $17 an hour. For cities, Hollywood, California, and Seattle, Washington offer just over $20 and $21 hourly. Several others are hitting $15 an hour for the very first time. And those are your business headlines. I'm Maribel Aber at the NASDAQ Market Site.
The minimum wage in North Carolina is currently $7.25 an hour. It's been the same since 2009. This year, the General Assembly considered two new bills. One would have raised the minimum wage to $22 an hour. The other called for incremental increases through the year 2030. Both measures were referred to committees for review. New year, new cell phone laws. Measures to ban access to social media and cell phone use in schools are now in effect. What parents need to know as students return to class next week. And lingering health concerns. President Trump addresses questions about bruises on his hands and low energy. First, here's a look at the winning North Carolina Education Lottery numbers. We'll be right back.
Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
Welcome back. A new law banning cell phones in schools is now in effect. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey breaks down the new rules for school districts in North Carolina as students return from holiday break next week.
A decision out of the legislative building could change how your child uses this in the classroom, a move both sides of the aisle actually agree on. As of this week, school districts statewide are now required to ban social media access and cell phones. Most schools already had policies banning phones, but some didn't, and others didn't go as far as state lawmakers felt was necessary. Several re-examined their policies before the new law was implemented, including Wake and Durham schools. We spoke with a state representative who backed the bill and students who would be impacted by it.
We've got to use every tool at our disposal to ensure better student outcomes, to ensure a safer learning environment, to ensure a more effective learning environment.
There's a lot of mixed emotions about it. A lot of people felt that it shouldn't have been a priority to the General Assembly. It caused a lot of commotion at my school.
The next question is, how will schools enforce this policy? Well, state leaders have left all of that up to individual districts. If you want to find out more information on the cell phone policy in your child's district, just head to WRAL.com and click on the education section. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News in Raleigh.
And with students getting ready to head back to school next week, we should point out that measles cases are on the rise. Pediatricians are sounding the alarm about low vaccination rates. Dr. Lori Langdon is the clinical chair of pediatrics at Campbell University. She says the key for measles protection is to be above 95% vaccinated. State data shows kindergartners in only 46 of our 100 counties actually meet that threshold. 2 doses of the MMR vaccine can provide 97% lifetime protection. Dr. Langdon says misinformation is driving low numbers and encourages parents to trust licensed clinicians.
Vaccines do not cause autism. Vaccines do not cause SIDS. We pediatricians are very compassionate and understanding about how concerned parents are about vaccine safety, but we also want to reassure them that vaccines are extraordinarily safe and extraordinarily effective. They save children's lives.
We have reported extensively on measles vaccination rates and the local impact. You can find more guidance from health leaders on WRAL.com. President Trump is offering an explanation for the visible hand bruises that prompted questions about his health. The president says they are caused by taking aspirin, which he says his doctors recommended. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez shares additional explanations from the president about other concerns.
With images of his bruised hands covered in makeup going viral, President Trump is now defending his health in a new interview with the Wall Street Journal. The president says the bruising is due to him taking 325 milligrams of aspirin a day, while ignoring doctors' recommendations to lower that dosage because he's superstitious. They say aspirin is good for thinning out the blood, and I don't want thick blood pouring through my heart, he says. I want nice, thin blood pouring through my heart. Experts warn that aspirin can increase a person's risk of bleeding because it prevents blood clots from forming. The president also now says the MRI he got in October as part of a routine physical,
I got an MRI, it was perfect,
was actually a CT scan, and that he regrets getting it because it's given his critics an opening. In retrospect, it's too bad I took it because it gave them a little ammunition, he tells the Journal. In a new written statement, Trump's physician says the CT scan was perfectly normal and revealed absolutely no abnormalities, adding the president's cardiovascular health puts him 14 years younger than his age. Trump has frequently attacked former President Joe Biden's health.
We know he wasn't in the greatest of shape.
While brushing off concerns about his own.
You people are crazy. I'll let you know when there's something wrong. There will be someday. That's going to happen to all of us. But right now, I think I'm sharper than I was 25 years ago.
The president now says he briefly tried wearing compression socks to treat conspicuous ankle swelling caused by what's known as chronic venous insufficiency, a non-life-threatening condition he was diagnosed with in July, but says he didn't like them. He calls any exercise other than golf boring. And as for recent images of him appearing to doze at White House events, Trump denies falling asleep and instead suggests photographers catch him blinking.
And happening right now in the WRAL Live Center, it is official. NC State quarterback C.J. Bailey says he is staying with NC State. He posted this to Instagram about 15 minutes ago, posting this photo here. It says back with the pack with photos of himself. He didn't write anything. He just put a little wolf emoji icon there. But again, he is confirming he is back with the pack. And Renee, I know this news comes as it's a really big day for college football today.
It certainly is. Good news for Wolfpack fans, though, right? The college football transfer portal is now open, which means players will be deciding whether they want to change schools. And several players for UNC and NC State expected to enter the portal today. As of now, it appears that Duke will retain many of its key players. The portal will be open through January 16th. We will be following the decisions on our website and in our evening newscast starting at 4 p.m. The Carolina Hurricanes will be represented at next month's Winter Olympics in Italy. Defenseman Jacob Slavin made the roster for Team USA. This is his first time representing America on the ice since last season's Four Nations face-off. WRAL is your home for the Winter Olympics. They get started February 6th. We're looking forward to that. Fighting winter depression, who is most likely to experience seasonal affective disorder, and ways you can combat it. And they say age is just a number. For Venus Williams, she'll be the oldest woman to appear in the Australian Open, the other recent big milestone for the veteran tennis star. Download the new WRAL weather app and plan ahead for severe weather anytime. Turn on alerts to get notified about severe weather in your location. It's free wherever you download your apps. You're looking live at North Hills in Raleigh. The sunshine we saw this morning giving way to thicker clouds out there. You're watching WRAL News, available on YouTube TV and the WRAL app on your TV or streaming device. Many people suffer from seasonal affective disorder. This is a type of depression that typically comes on in the fall and gets worse in the winter. Anna Eliopoulos shares signs that you or someone you know may be struggling with it.
This is the season of comfort and joy, but not for all. 5% of American adults experience seasonal affective disorder.
It is a type of depression that is triggered by changes in the seasons.
But it's different from just the winter blues. Dr. Jay Fournier, associate professor of psychiatry at The Ohio State University, says it's a form of clinical depression.
It's more intense. It tends to involve more symptoms that stick around for a longer period of time. One of the critical differences with seasonal affective disorder is that it really can affect your daily life, your ability to enjoy life.
People living in the northern regions of the country or areas with frequent cloudy weather, as well as women and younger individuals, are at a higher risk of experiencing seasonal affective disorder. That can manifest in not only feeling sad, but also...
We would expect appetite changes. We also often see changes in energy levels. So people with seasonal affective disorder might describe feeling really extreme fatigue, a lack of energy. But it comes along with some other things too. So feelings of hopelessness and worthlessness, difficulty concentrating. It's also common for individuals to experience a real loss of interest in things that they usually would enjoy.
Dr. Fournier says if you're experiencing symptoms for more than 2 weeks, or if the symptoms are impacting your work, school, or relationships, you should seek professional help.
Certainly, if you are starting to have thoughts that life is not worth living, or that you might be better off dead, or starting to have thoughts of hurting yourself, that would be obviously another time to seek help.
Remember, you're not alone, and there are ways to combat it. Exercise, spending time outside, staying connected to those closest to you could help ward off seasonal depression. But if those things don't work, you can always talk to a professional about other treatments. Second meeting this season. The Panthers defeated the Buccaneers in Week 16. Can they do it again this weekend? A spellbinding quest playing at the DPAC. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child makes the list of this week's WRAL's Out and About Best Bets. Our first weekend of the new year is packed with fun things to do. Here's a look at WRAL's Out and About Best Bets. A magical run at the Durham Performing Arts Center is coming to a close this Sunday. The production Harry Potter and the Cursed Child will be at the DPAC. And a Tar Heel alum is part of the student body at Hogwarts in this production. Tickets are available online. They start at $55. You have just 2 days left to visit a holiday tradition in Durham. The Festival of Lights is happening at the DBAB, where you're looking live right now. It wraps up on Saturday. You can find ticket information on our website. This weekend, the City of Raleigh Museum will host an Emancipation Day event. Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation abolished slavery on January 1st, 1863. Emancipation Day was a holiday that was originally held in New Bern. There is a breakfast on Sunday from 8:30 to 9:30. Tickets are $20. For more weekend best bets, go to WRAL.com and search Out and About. Tomorrow, the Carolina Panthers can clinch a spot in the playoffs with a win in Tampa Bay. A win would give them the NFC South title. The Panthers have not made it to the playoffs in 8 years. And even if they lose to the Bucs, they could still make it. So if the Falcons beat the Saints, there will be a three-way tie for the NFC South title. And Carolina would come out on top because of their head-to-head wins over the Falcons. WRAL will be in Tampa as the Panthers try to push their ticket to the playoffs. Sports anchors Chris Lee and Pat Welter will have live coverage starting at 4 p.m. today. Sticking in the NFC South, the Atlanta Falcons are taking on the New Orleans Saints this Sunday on Fox 50. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. Then the New England Patriots will host the Miami Dolphins, also on Fox 50. Kickoff is at 4:25. And on WRAL, the Baltimore Ravens take on the Pittsburgh Steelers for Sunday Night Football. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. Kickoff is at 8:15 p.m. People in Southern California are bracing for more heavy rain, king tides, and storm surges today. Take a look at this massive tree. The roots were no match for the saturated ground. The tree caused the concrete to buckle, taking down power lines as that tree smashed parked vehicles. There were no reports of injuries, but that goes to show you just how saturated they are, and more rain on the way.
That's right.
We need some rain, nothing like that, but we
Yes.
will be getting some this weekend.
Yes, thankfully Saturday we'll have a good chance for rain across our entire area, but first we have to get through today. And today will be pleasant. We'll have warmer temperatures, highs close to 60 degrees this afternoon, more high clouds building into the area, then the rain chance tomorrow. And with the rain plus the cloud cover, it'll feel colder during the daytime tomorrow. But then by Sunday, once that system moves out, we will have more sunshine and it will be a seasonable end to the weekend. This was just sent in. I want to show this. This is an awesome shot from Pittsburgh. Let's look at the Chatham County Courthouse and the moon this morning. What an awesome shot. Thanks so much for sending this in. Again, WRAL.com/report it. We love to see all your weather photos and, of course, space photos as well. This is a beautiful shot from this morning. Raleigh, a lot of high cloud cover right now, and still going to see that really throughout the course of the day today, with more low clouds building in late today, and temperatures are climbing with the warm front slowly working its way north. 53 in Raleigh, 56 in Southern Pines, 53 in Rocky Mount, 54 in Roxborough. With a switch in our winds, we're really moistening the entire atmosphere from the top down. So we're going to have very, very warm, well, warmer than average temperatures this afternoon. Mid to upper 50s this afternoon, then gradually dropping to around 50 degrees by 7 o'clock, and then by later this evening into the mid 40s. And we won't cool as much overnight because of the increased cloud cover. Then the next system moves in. We have some isolated showers possible early in the day. Then past 9 a.m., that's when you're going to see those rain chances really start to pick up. A 70% rain chance from around noon through around 5 p.m. That's based off latest forecast model guidance from high-resolution forecast models. But, of course, over the next 12 hours, we'll see that dialed in even more. We'll have more updates from Kat Campbell and Mike Mays throughout this evening to let you know how that rain chance is kind of developing into tomorrow. And the forecast rainfall hasn't changed a whole lot from this morning. About a tenth of an inch of rain in our northern spots to as high as a half an inch of rain down towards Wilmington. This is for all that rain that we'll see tomorrow. Those highest totals are going to be further south, closer to far southern portions of South Carolina and back towards Georgia, where they'll see more of that heavy rain from this system. Today, up to 59, 60 degrees. Then tomorrow, cooler, 48 degrees. And on Sunday, seasonable, 52. So it'll feel very, very comfortable to end the weekend. But if you're not a fan of the cold, there's some changes in sight for next week. This is the temperature outlook for January 8th through January 12th. A good portion of the eastern U.S. above average, really much of the U.S., only an exception of California, but they'll also have a lot of rain there as well. So it's kind of a give and take there. Really, really warm here, though. Temperatures climbing into the mid to upper 60s by the middle of next week. 66 on both Wednesday and Thursday with maybe some isolated showers by then. Today, though, just those building clouds. A little bit warmer today, and it will be a cold rain tomorrow. So you'll need a jacket not only for the cold temperatures, but also for the rain. So make sure to have the rain gear seasonable by Sunday.
Grant, thank you. Williams wild card. Venus chases her first win at a major since Wimbledon in 2021. How she could make history at the Australian Open.
WRAL is the first to see tornado debris signatures, keeping you safe.
As we wrap things up, here's a look at a few of the headlines we're following today. A man charged with assaulting a Johnston County couple heads to court this afternoon. Deputies say Thomas Wright broke into a home and attacked an 81-year-old man and a 74-year-old woman. This happened on Devil's Racetrack in Four Oaks on New Year's Eve. Arrest warrants show he hit both people in the face and they had to go to the hospital. A former Rolesville Charter Academy employee is also expected in court today on new child sex charges. Armani Fields was arrested yesterday. He's accused of kidnapping and assaulting a child under the age of 16. In November, Fields was charged with felony sex offense with a child at Rolesville Charter Academy. He was also charged with 3 counts of third-degree sexual exploitation in Johnson County after he was found in a car with a 14-year-old girl. Several local hospitals are implementing strict new visitor policies as flu cases surge statewide. Starting Monday at UNC hospitals, children